Welcome and welcome back to a new episode of the Thesis block. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and it's like this. Today, well, usually, as you all know, I have this really interesting thought pattern that others seem to have missed or totally ignores, or they're all telling me that I'm wrong because they can't comprehend it. But yeah. Okay, but anyway, there are actually studies that are, um, well, how should I put it? There's new theories out there, and I just put up my thought like 2 days ago, I think. Um, And the day after, or I can't remember when it was. It was now in January. Maybe it was the 17th or the 16th. I don't know, but I happened to talk about something. I believe that I have wrote it down somewhere that, oh sorry, that the world is well, it's been on the wall a couple of times now that we're living in a hologram. But you need to understand, maybe it's not just a hologram. Maybe it's vectored holographic fractal universe, meaning there's new fractals being created all the time. I believe that it's endless. It's endless. Still, it's a holographic simulation, but it's endless, and there's so much strange stuff. I was thinking today about the Fibonacci sequel. Um, the Fibonacci, we can here. Let's take up the Fibonacci. Here's a Fibonacci spiral. Fibonacci sequel works like this. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, and so on till 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, whatever. And it will create an equal distance, and it will make a really nice pattern. You can see it everywhere. You can see, because I thought about the Fibonacci like months ago, half a year ago, I don't know. Shells, Fibonacci, Fibonacci sequence. Oh, let's see. Here, you have a shell. That's the Fibonacci. Can you see it? Isn't it beautiful? It's really beautiful. But, and it's simple too. It's just adding the last number onto the next. Or it's an equation, an endless equation. And I would say that if we were to paint up how the world would look like, it would be something like this. I'm gonna talk about it because yeah, there's a lot of strange things that happens in nature. Can you see? You see these, but it's actually like more like that over and over again. It's I really like the Fibonacci spiral or the Fibonacci sequel sequence because it's the most aesthetic thing that yeah, you can even see it in normal. Let's see, Fibonacci human human here, Fibonacci, awesome, right? Can be used on anything. So is this random? No, probably not. It's definitely not random since it's 1 plus 1 plus and so on. 2 plus 1 is 3 and 2 plus 3 is 5 and 3 plus 5 is 8 and 5 plus 8 is well 13 and it will go on forever and ever and ever. And will grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and it's amazing. Here, some more Fibonacci. Like, this is the golden ratio. The Fibonacci is the golden ratio. So, and Leonardo da Vinci knew this. That that's why he was so smart. And I also have to say there's nothing like time. There's only the thought of it. Um, and information is here. Um, we have there Fibonacci in its work. Uh, does this look like a sunflower? Anyway, I've been thinking of fractals because they use the Fibonacci sequel to uh, many people that go through the whole like if they go through a DMT trip or something, they usually talk about fractals. These webs of fractals or things made out of fractals. More or less like telling you that, hey, the universe is a fractal. But how could it be a fractal? How? Why? Why would it ever become a fractal? How could it even be possible for it to be a fractal? Well, you need to take some fancy stuff in consideration. So, first off, the universe and this is not the universe. Here's a picture of the universe, right? There's no real edge to it because it's endless and it's speeding up. The creation of it is speeding up because the bigger the sequence is, the more has to be filled out, right? So there's going to be the universe is going to be so much bigger, and at the same time, this is more or less how should I put it? It's superb machinery. It wasn't supposed. I don't think that we were supposed to know that this is an electromagnetic field that the center of the galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, it has a this is a universal form that everything has an electromagnetic field around itself. And I've been trying to tell people that that's what the old teachings were trying to say. There's a lot of things that's strange with old religions and stuff like that. I will go into that soon enough. But the whole thing about them talking about um, having this field around themselves that they need to do stuff to get this field working and stuff like that. Well, I will go into the specifics later on. Here is a picture of the Milky Way galaxy, and we're actually, people are talking about us getting into a high vibration place. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not, it's more or less the end for this. So, like I said in another video, we all have to eat, right? Everything needs energy to become energy, right? Uh, and this is what makes the fractal even happen. So, uh, in the middle, we have this great big sun. We're here, and it's gonna be a while till we're here. There's gonna be like you could say millions of years and such. It all depends on how people um relate to time, since that is time. We need to understand that in order to live with it. Um, there, so I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm not. I think it's really beautiful, and I can see the meaning of life in within that, living and nurturing the food to become food later on. It's not like that either. It's kind of strange. It's not like it's gonna happen to our generation. It's gonna happen to a lot later in time. And here we have it. There, where how should I put it? We're here somewhere? Like, where is it? Hey, here somewhere, right? Or are we? I I can't. I'm not certain of where we are. Somewhere in the mid part, somewhere in this inner ring, and the whole thing is that we're getting closer to this one, but it's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's not gonna happen the day after that. But the whole thing is fractals. Yeah, I've been talking about fractals, haven't I? Have, I've also talked about understanding time. See here, this is so beautiful. This is this is probably why Leonardo da Vinci made his helicopter. Uh, Da Vinci um, helicopter. It's because of the Fibonacci that he used the screw. I don't know if it worked, but it should work if it's light enough and if the air that goes in is warm, I believe. But this was his idea for a helicopter. So, um, there. Also beautiful, built with the thought of Fibonacci in it. It's, I love the really great minds because they did understand stuff. I would have liked to. Well, I can if I want to. If no, I'm not gonna say it like that. But, okay. So fractal universe, I say holographic fractal universe. Yay! So yeah, I've already told you that. Let's say the sun, our sun, gives us one amount of time perspective, and the inner sun gives everything else a time spectrum of um, of the galaxy. The void between galaxies is, well, how should I put it? It's going to, well, the longer it takes for light to travel, the longer time becomes. You understand that? Can you understand that? Okay. So, light is time, reflected light is time, and you give off light. And, and when you do that, you will. Oh, there's so much things to think about. But I've also been thinking of the type, time differentials, and I've also thought a lot about um, schizophrenia and how the brain works. And the, for me, it's all in energy and frequency and wavelengths and stuff like that. I think in those terms. I don't think in this atom had this, and no, it doesn't work like that for me. This is the big picture. I made a video about gray aliens. Yeah, and they're from the future, kind of. but they have a different time differential, so they can't be seen in our high-paced life. Today, those I was with, they also noticed it that day was going really fast, and yeah, it was really fast because yeah, they were working at a fast pace. You don't need to work fast. You will eventually get to the goal anyway, but you don't need to stress it because then the time will feel shorter. I don't know how to put it. I don't even know who to talk with. If I could talk with a physicist or something like that, that would be great. Uh, I also figured out that well, we have the time differential, and we have the electromagnetic field. That is the time differential. The electromagnetic field is what uh, you need it to understand time. You need it to, first off, go back to religion. Uh, Many have already said that yes, um, the the seven chakra points are the seven bigger glands in the body. So we already have an understanding of that it has to do something with the the circulation, blood circulation system. Yeah, blood system, circulation of blood. And how should I? I'm gonna paint a picture here, right? Quite fast, fast. Yeah. So I know for a fact that we have, let's see, at least one gland. Oh. Okay, this was fun. Okay, have at least one gland. One, two, three, four, five. Missed two there and there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay, so we have a lot of glands in our body. If we, this is fast picture. Oh, why am I doing that? I could have just, that's what I pointed out there is the movement of blood. Let's see. Glands in the body. Let's see. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, that's not the one I used. Where's the one that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, okay, there should be. So you have some glands in the head. You have the pineal gland, which is supposed to have the most blood going through it, right? Then you have glands um, here, and you have glands here. You have glands basically everywhere in the body, but you have some bigger ones that needs to be um, functioning for you to create a fully functioning blood circulation. So if you kind of eat things that clog up the glands, then you will kind of oh I need to talk to someone that listens. I'm sitting here and I'm talking about people talk about gods and demons and spirits and all the crazy stuff. And I've been like, I know why they see them. I know how the body works, but not in detail. That's what the physicians are all about. They're there to heal what the body can't heal itself, but it can heal. Physicians are there to help people heal parts of their bodies faster. They're not supposed to like, oh my God, this didn't work as it should. Like, let's take it out of the body. Yeah, nice, good job, idiots. Because the glands circulate the blood, and within them they heat up. And when they heat up the body. So if you disturb the glands, you will not get warm blood. You will be freezing like shit fucked, like all the time. That's why you should have a hydrotherapy by warm and cold showers. So start up warm so you feel relaxed, and then you feel the warmth inside, then you take it slowly so you get colder and colder and colder till you feel that, oh no, I don't want to, and then you stay like that for like 30 seconds, then you go up again to hot, not too fast because then you will burn yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. You will change faster later on. It's like the Fibonacci. You start slow and then you gradually make it a larger difference. So you have hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. So you're just changing it till you don't get burned of it because the body is cooling down everything and you don't get cold because your body is warming up everything. So, and at the same time, you have to breathe in through the nose so you get warm. So the sinuses get warm air, and it goes down. And when you breathe with your stomach, you will eventually um, you um, you need to get your heart rate down, but you need to have your heart strong. So a big heart that is strong is bad if you have a high blood pressure. If you have a low blood pressure and the heart is big, then that will be great, because then you will be able to have even slower pumps with it. You understand? So that's why you should go out and work properly, like doing sit-ups, like 100 or more. But you shouldn't strain the heart. You should just make it um, work more. So what you do is you eat right, so you don't have fats in your body. And when you do that, you because there's two kinds of fat. There's white fat and there's brown fat. And you want the brown fat because that's what's supposed to be in your body. You don't want the white fat, which is the frickin' shit that comes with food. I shouldn't get angry. I just want to pressure in stuff in people's head. At the same time, our blood has iron in it. So the iron kind of, uh, it, how should I put it? It's so, anyway, yup, I don't fucking care. You can figure it all out yourselves, motherfuckers. As you're too stupid to think anyway. But I can say this, Fractal universe is created out of idiots that first off thought, well, I don't want to be swallowed by that big fucking fat sun. So, well, let's travel back in time to kind of fix fix some things what that we need. Yeah, because the planet will be destroyed, so there will not be any ozone. So they will have to, well, there will be ozone and stuff like that, but they will be having to spray something that is rich of oxygen in the air because they've chopped down every tree. Have you seen? When I was younger, I felt like, whoa, this is so cool with towns. Let's see. You can take Blade Runner. Blade Runner. Um, oops. Here we can take a picture from it. See, we need to have. There need to be a picture of the city. We can take it like this. Just look at this. You see? There's no there there's no trees, there's nothing green there. Everything is dead. There's concrete everywhere. Everyone are into sex. There's so much sex in this. Uh Centered by sex and all of that. Well, it's not wrong. It's not there's just this, how should I put it? Religion has fucked up a lot of things, and a lot of stupid people have also fucked up a lot of things because they read it or interpret it like he walked on the water, and they see a man trying to walk on water now. But you need to understand something else. You are using your own time cycle. You're using your own understanding of time. There's what he's doing actually is that he's walking so slow that the water don't break. I don't know how to put it. It's a time differential. Everything. Um, well, for everyone else, it's kind of like super fast or normal speed, but for the person that actually walks on the water, it's slowly. I, I think at least, or it's really, really fast, and everyone else perceives it as slow. I'm not too sure anymore. There's so much thoughts about this. I shouldn't be thinking of it. Anyway, there's two alternative worlds to live in. Either this hellhole, which I thought was, oh, cool, we need to have like big planets that are like cities and stuff like that. And then I thought, like, no, I don't want to have it like that. And after that, I even thought more about other things. So, so I was thinking of the Torah. You know, the Torah. You need. Let's take the Bible. The Bible codes. Codes. Yeah. You have the Bible code. Hebrew Hatzafen Hatanashi. What? Isn't that like? That's like almost Japanese. Okay. So, well, this is a code in the Torah. Biblia Hebraica from Shittel's edition, from the Torah. Okay, no, it's not from the Torah, it's from the Bible. 50 letters apart, starting with the first Ta on the first verse, form the word Torah. So there, Torah. This is code that skips letters, and it's in the frickin' Bible. So, and then we have the Torah. Torah codes. Torah codes, Torah Bible. So we have codes upon codes upon codes. People can read about anything. And here is the code from the unchanged, just happened to Kabbalah of Science, Messiah from 5736, Eliyahu code. Okay, so the from 5736. Let's see. They have a whole other time perspective. So let's see. Hebrew year, was it 5736? 5736. 36. So here, 5736 is a Hebrew year that started in the evening before September the 6th, 1975, and ended on September 24th, 1976. This year has 385 days. Their year is 385 days. I believe that there are so strange things. Okay, so the codes here are like everywhere in the Torah. Hitler and the Holocaust is written about in the Torah. Gaza and Hamas is written in the Torah. Gematria in the Torah. Well, the Gematria is the Torah language, isn't it? Right? Or it's Gematria. Isn't that like numbers? Gaddafi. In the Torah. This. Do you understand? Can you comprehend that a code like this would never ever be able to exist if not of two reasons? One, time as we know it is actually non-existent. Really, it's time is different for everyone, so it's relative to every individual. So we have time, the time differential. If so, so okay, so the Torah codes are talking about events that happens in the future. They also tend to talk about it in their time perspective, in the time perspective of time perspective of now or later. So the second thing is time travel. And as I've already stated in my earlier videos, that time travel is possible through an electromagnetic field, and that you move in time because, well, you move your whole body. Like the Mayan Indians, they didn't live by, oh, the clock is 12:14 now. No, they lived by cycles, day and night cycles, because that's the appropriate way to do it. You sleep at night and you're up by day. That's how we work. That's how we should be working. So what's happening is that people from the future tried to, like, I don't know, people from the future will travel back to teach others how to behave, to be able to time travel back again. But further into the future, we have fucked up everything, and we're doing genetic experiments or something, I don't know, and some don't have values and morals at all, and they felt it would be very good, after fucking up the planet, why not travel back in time and fuck up everything from the beginning? Whoa, yeah, fuck that. So what they do is, in the far, far away future, there's going to be a lot of different, there you have all these aliens, and you have all the aliens like the Greys. They're probably from the future, since they're short, which means they're not breathing properly. They have big heads because they are using their brains immensely, and they have large eyes because they don't give out light. They don't emit enough light, so they need larger eyes to take in more light, so that uh, their glands. Which one was it now? So that pineal gland will work properly, since that is eyes. Pineal gland goes to eyes. Eyes, when you perceive something, it's light. It's just light. It's a projection. The mind makes sense of the projection by so people that don't have a fully functional pineal gland will be blind, color blind, or even have other strange things. I've and later on, even even more, even in well, there's going to be people that will live by the same like values that I tend to have. They will be near immortal or immortal because they have figured out how to like turn to there's going to be a lot of different races. Like the people are talking about reptiles, right? They're probably people that don't live by values, and they're cold all the time. They've everything evolves. You know, if you use if you use something and it's not efficient enough, it will grow. So your ears will grow if they're not efficient enough to take up the sounds. Your nose will grow if it's not efficient enough to take up air. See? And what happens to the greys? They have small noses, which means they're breathing through the nose all the freaking time. It has to be like that. Then you have the people that don't breathe through the nose. They have big noses, and the whole thing with the possibility of everything being out of the whole thing is that people are scared of dying, so they branch out, live on other places later on before the Earth that before this Earth. There's plenty more Earths out there. Where there are where there is light, there is life. That's how it works here. It's if someone why do you on oh I need to stop talking about this. You know, I will never be able to live a normal life ever again. And I'm sharing this, and I've been today I talked with a girl that she's 21, and she's like, yeah, well, everything that oh damn, well, everything that is. I'm not interested of doing that. I'm interested to do that. Sorry for the inconvenience. Well, she's well, everyone believes what they read is true because other people. She was telling me not to diagnose myself because I'm not a doctor. But the thing is, the doctor is just. The thing is that with with time differentials, there's going to be great time differentials. People that don't live within the time differential that others do, they tend to look younger because they have easier lives. And at the same time, they will not live longer if they don't train their heart. But if they over exaggerate what they do, they will fuck up the body instead. So they need to have a built up pressure. You shouldn't be like um, breathing heavily like after you've been out running. You should still be have if you feel that you're having problems taking in air, in efficient amounts of air, then you're working too fast. So you need to slow down, take a walk instead. Start breathing. Oh, so there's a full crash in my head. There's so much information, and the thing is that time doesn't really exist like we want it to do. The thing is that we exist in time because we have gone back, we've told everyone there's gonna be a day tomorrow, and we're going to do that. That's how time works. When you when you understand that, you can, if everyone were to believe that there's not gonna be a tomorrow, then there's not gonna be a freaking tomorrow. It's gonna be black. And that's what happened with earlier civilizations. That's why, uh, let's see, there's, uh, they took in too much information and they didn't understand it. And when they did understand it, it was like, oh, there's no tomorrow because there was no yesterday and there's no today. Poof, pow, everything's gone. The thing is that this is still a simulation. It has to be a simulation. And some of the really, really strange people, well, either we can do as the others have been doing, other entities, which people, religious Christians are like, oh my God, it's devils and demons and stuff like that. The 5D agenda is false. It's Satan and all that. And they're delusional. They're totally freaking delusional. The thing is that we probably time travel back over and over and over again, and some of these civilizations just kept on till they just, nah, I don't want to time travel anymore. Let's just fuck up. Time doesn't really exist, so why even have a timeline? So they live by traveling between different places instead. And what I've come to understand is that Earth and they are timelines like this, like a linear timeline, because we time travel back and we can't time travel to the same point when, let's say, I it goes 3 days for me and I time travel back, then it's not the same me. It's another, let's see, these are their own uh, time timelines. We live for, say, 100 million years on this timeline, and or we live for 5, 6, 8,000 years. I don't know. It all has to do with the time differential thing. So the stronger the electromagnetic field on Earth is, and the stronger our electromagnetic fields are, the longer time is perceived as to be. Or, yeah, instead of this when time just be gone. But I'm on this, and this has already been done. And then I time travel back. I don't get to the same place. I get to a new place. And then I go back. Because if we were to go back and back and back like this, well, what would happen? Wouldn't happen. We would extinct ourselves or something. Right? Yeah. There's some misunderstanding about time and how time works. It works like a fractal. When you go back, you create a new timeline. That's the alternative dimension. Now we have 2 dimensions. We go here, we travel back. Now we have 3 dimensions. We travel back. Now we have 4 dimensions. Travel back. We have 5 dimensions. And when we keep on doing this because we're fucking afraid of the end, because we understand it as it's gonna be the world, the end of the universe, instead of actually understanding that it's we're creating a new loop every time we're afraid of tomorrow, instead of just saying, hello, fuck up. There is no tomorrow. Can anyone understand that there's nothing to be afraid of because there's no tomorrow. There, it doesn't exist. That's the end of time, end of days stuff that Christians have been talking about and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's bad or if it's good, but the Hebrews are probably one of those that will time travel back to a new timeline to teach the people there to do stuff in a good way. Yeah, good way. But they will still fuck up like they do every other time anyway. And when they do fuck up, yay, we're here again. Yeah, that's why, like, um people like Nostradamus, uh he traveled between uh timelines, because we can do that. It's quantum computer. The mind is a quantum computer. We could as easily be creating the whole universe within ourselves and then sharing it onto others, so that others will also accept it and get in on it. When it comes to, I was thinking of shadow beings today, and what if they're actually moving so fast that you can't see them properly? The thing is, I scared one. I don't know if it was good or bad to do that. Um, I scared one. It, it got me to wonder a whole lot, actually, when I took my light body and I held it and I screamed no to it, and it got afraid of me. th that that gives me a whole other perspective of the whole thing. Why humans are really destructive. That's why we're here right now. That's why we've created a timeline loop, a time travel loop that people call it started with one uh, timeline, and we were supposed to live on that, and we were supposed to show that we were capable of having perfection in mind and great values towards others, because yeah, and some somewhere along the way we just fucked it up over and over again. We were thinking, well, we can fix this. The thing is that is it fixable? The only thing that we could possibly ever do is to the the only way that I can see it to be is that if we want the time travel loop to end, because we're reincarnating, we reincarnate all over again because we're energy. Energy never vanishes. It goes back into the loop. So you're born and you grow bigger and you die. Getting back. And it takes some time to get back, and then it goes again. And it's like a freaking simulation. It could have easily have been that we made the simulation eons ago because we destroyed our planet. And it could also be that we do not want to destroy anything, so we live by history. We relive history. So all the children that are born are sent into this system, this holographic fractal universe, and till we actually learn to hold great values, when we learn to have high values, and that we are empaths and that we can understand each other without even talking orally. When we understand that, that we are kind of one and the same, we accept one another and we understand one another and we love each other, then we will automatically have come to the highest point that we needed to come to. But the whole world population needs to get to the same point of values and the same understanding. Yes, it's kind of a fascist dictatorship, but no, it's not. It's the most free system ever, because if everyone has the same values, we can just take all the rules and all the systems out there and just vanished. It's gone. Now we can live by the golden rule, which was tooth for tooth, an eye for an eye, and and that's even using violence. So we don't, in the future, we're not, if we rebuild our values and And actually, I'm going to make a video about how you cleanse these glands so that you can um, create the biomagnetic or electromagnetic field, because you create it from you create it from the you create the first off you eat energy, then you get energy so that you can create energy, and then you will create electricity, and through momentum of uh, of a steady momentum, you will be creating an electromagnetic field. So I don't understand how people could be so freaking stupid, and how science can be so freaking stupid not to understand that we create a freaking electromagnetic field. Why not take in what metaphysics is actually talking about, and maybe take into consideration that some of it is mumbo jumbo because they don't understand it. Take it into scientific values, then use scientific eyes and open mind, and do understand what is written. Do understand that time is light, that energy is light, and energy is time, and there's only one set of energy that is. Um, If only I were a mathematician or a physicist. Would I even be here then? Would I? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be telling everyone how the world works. No, I wouldn't. Because I would be indoctrinated with the whole shit that, yeah, time exists, but I don't know what it is. And gravity exists, but I don't know what that is. But it exists. And because there is something called blah blah blah, then there has to be blah blah blah. So, dark matter? Anyone? Yeah. You can create dark matter by disturbing light. So, levitation, through ultrasound, is that you have a pressure wave that uh, like pushes out the so basically, you know what a black hole is? A black hole is a sound. It's sound. I wonder where that sound comes from though. But it's still a sound. It's a sound that is so great that it has a pressure out, not within. It's not sucking in, it's pressing out. All the light is crushing towards it, but it can't get into it because the sound barrier is too high. So it creates a ring around it, it said. Awesome, right? But what creates the sound? That's the question. And at the same time, we have well, I talked about levitation. Levitation is the phenomenon where you create vacuum. Well, you don't understand it as vacuum. It's anti-gravity. You have ultrasound, and you think it's floating on the sound waves. No, it's not. It's pushing out the light. And when it pushes out the light, there will not be anything pushing it down. Light is gravity. It's pushing away. And at the same time, now we have to go into the law of attraction, which is every freaking where. If I am of a very happy stature, and and I smile a lot, and I'm happy all the time, and I'm very, oh, we should do this and this and that and that and that and that. And isn't that fun? If I'm not too hyper, then others will want to be with me, right? So you probably have someone that you look up to. I don't, because who should I have out there to look up to? So there's not enough of light shining out there. The only person that I actually thought was worth anything when I was like 5, 10 years ago, it was when Justin Bieber came into the whole music scene. Did it, well, everyone hates Justin Bieber. I hated him too. I thought it was I didn't like him because he was young Justin Bieber. I'm gonna when he was young, he was righteous, he was nice, he was um, giving up this so much light, and somewhere along the line, the music industry just fucked him up because they're having their tempo. I need money. To get money, I'm going to use you because you're the money machine. Thank you. I can give you some if you give me some. Like 90%. Fuck you. It's my money now. That's it's a stressful when you have a stressful environment, your heart rate goes down. When your heart rate goes down, everyone else's light shines through you, and you get depressed, and other people's values becomes your values. I don't know how to put that, but yeah, I'm actually getting a bit angry because uh, I saw him. I didn't look up to him. I saw him and I thought, that's good person. He's gonna go and make so much good later on. And then the music industry just fucked him up, and I couldn't bear watching him at all. I got so mad every time I saw him because uh, he wasn't that nice person that he was as a young person. So then, and that's happened to so many people, and we have uh, people think that um, let's see, Walt Disney is a strange phenomenon with all the people. They can't have relationships, they can't drink, they can't smoke, they have to be virgins and all of that stuff to be able to work at Disney. That's because Disney understood the values, and he tried to take people away from the fear of old stories and the whole fear sentiment. And when he died, how many fucking others had the values that he'd had? Kind of none. At the same time, he's also one of those that didn't like the heroes, because when you come to the conclusion that, oh my god, they're time traveling bastards that have changed history and they know the history, so they're using the history for their own benefit. That's the whole thing that's wrong. But either you take it in, suck it up, accept it, and forgive them because they didn't understand what the ones in the future they didn't understand what the ones in the future had. The values that they had are probably the ones that I have, and they went back. But at the same time, they probably didn't, because the Lemurians are talking about Hebrews that were, well, they have to be a bit loving and such, and understanding. They have to be. The old history is taught about that the Lemurians had Hebrews coming from the future, teaching them about a lot of things that they didn't understand, a lot of science. There's a lot of science in the future, and probably now too. We just need to understand it. And we also have the Nazgûls, which were supposed to be like immortal beings. They're not immortal. They're just their whole metabolism is slowed down, so they I'm not gonna go into that story at all. But the Hebrews go back in time, and what Hitler also got enlightened, and he wasn't as sane as me to actually understand why it all happened. He just, the fucking idiots, time traveled back and they've enslaved the whole humanity. No, they haven't. They haven't, because they haven't understood what was staged from the beginning. So I'm not angry at the Hebrews. I'm not angry at Hitler either, because, well, how should I be? Why would I be angry at a person that didn't understand the why to the situation? He took in the it happened, but not why. It takes some more thinking and more understanding to come to the conclusion that, yeah, and you also need to see through the deceptions of other people that are talking about angels and demons and stuff like that. But the thing is, an angel is a bearer, a messenger of good. A messiah is a messenger of truth. A demon is a messenger of deceit. Easy, right? And this is something that they knew, but they had to put it in words so others would understand it. The thing is with when it comes to um, when it comes to I'm in 1.5 time differential right now. I don't even know if I'm manic when you will see it. Um, I talk a bit fast because I have a lot to talk about, and someday someone will see this, they will understand. And the thing is that the Torah was sent back from the future with people from back then, and they're talking in a timeline that I don't know how they came to understand that time is, or the timeline is like 5,777 years, because somewhere there there was the Lemurians, the let's see, the Martians. Yes, because Martians, yeah, not Mars attacks and stuff like that, but there were people living on Mars. They had a nuclear war and they made a synthetic Merkaba, which is an electromagnetic field that you can travel within. It's a light body thing. Um, I understand the whole concept of it, but I'm not still not fully into it to actually make one myself. You can have one biomagnetic, and you can have one electromagnetic electromagnetic through um, the the creation of like CERN. CERN is kind of like the they're having experiments instead, which they don't understand. They don't. Um, for me, it's like seeing children playing with fire. It's like so when I look upon people, when I talk to people, I see children. Oh, I myself, I have I live in two time differentials. I live within the time differential that everyone else lives in, and I live in another that is a lot slower. My body and my mind and knowledge and all of that, it's not going into places. I'm 32 this year. I'm 32 in about, let's see, January, February, March, April. I 2nd of April. Yeah, my birthday is that's the 2nd of April. So the first is okay. Okay. It's a white Monday. Hasn't been a Monday. Well, don't care. Um, so, um, no, it's a red Monday since it's Easter. Um, wasn't that the day? I'm not too sure about the. Oh, okay. So, my birthday is the 2nd of April. I'm going to be 32 this year. When you look upon me, I don't look like I'm 32. I saved this so that I won't look like I'm even younger than that. Today, the the new one that started at work that is 21 thought I was 27. So, and others have I met um I've met people that are like 20, 21, 22, 23, and they say, well, they ask me if I want to go out and party, and I'm like, no, I haven't partied in years. It's not for me anymore. So and they're like, but you're like 23, so come on. And I'm like, no, at that time I was 30. So no, I'm 30. And they were like, what? You're kidding. No, you're not 30. So I I know why some people look younger and some look older, and it all has to do with fucking go and meditate. Yeah, go and meditate and change your food so you can meditate down your heart rate and stop fucking stressing because when you and the thing is when you clean your your body, you detox it from metals and fats and cholesterol and stuff like that, then you will have this immense hunger for sugar. So then don't use sugar because stop with sugar. First off, if you want to have something sweet, eat a fruit. Easy as that. Take fruit. And in the long run, you will be thanking yourself because you see candy and you're like, oh, I don't want it. It's disgusting. Because if you take, if you stop with sugar for like 30 days and then you take a cup of tea, a cup of green tea with a little lemon in it, and you just sit down and you take it easy and you drink that, and then you take a bit of sugar, you put it in your mouth, and you will see how your body reacts. It will fucking mm, uh, it's going to go into a hyper mode where you have so much ener energy in your body that you cannot sleep just from a bit of sugar. When I was like, what was it? It was this week, 3 days ago, I think. I was sitting down, and I'm sorry that I went out of the whole fractal thingy. As usual, I'm not capable of talking about one thing at a time. Whole thing with the thinking pattern that I have. It's there's well 3 days ago I had this problem. Oh, come on, not really, not yet. It's not going down yet, right? It's only three. Only three? Shit. Days gone by like this. And it's all because I haven't had the time to breathe out. Just calm down. Freaking irritating. Sometimes I think of hanging myself. It wouldn't do anything good though, because I would just be sent into this holographic universe once again, and it would say, fuck you, do it right this time. Woohoo! Because, yeah, time travel, you know. Every time time travel happens, I have to go in again. And we go in over and over and over and over and over again, probably in different timelines. And I don't know why I understand so much or why I tend to take in. But the thing is also, the more people we are that communicate through the electromagnetic field, uh, first off, our galaxy is an electromagnetic field. Our universe is an electromagnetic field. Our planet has an electromagnetic field. Animals have an electromagnetic field. Humans have an electromagnetic field. Insects have an electromagnetic field. Flowers have an electromagnetic field. Can you understand? Everything has an electromagnetic field because in some way there's energy going in and out. It's breathing, breathing energy, energy cycle, cycle, recycle, cycle, cycle, cycle. It's going to be a cycle forever and ever and ever and ever again till we decide, well, time doesn't exist, and yeah, or we just give in with the thought that, okay, our planetary system is bye bye going to be eaten by this big, great, fine, awesomely nice star, and we're gonna burn to death. Well, if we agree to that, well, there's not gonna be any problem, is there? So, we are here to build up our values and to not destroy this freaking earth. And we're kind of co-creators of this eternity. We are already in eternity. The thing is that if you have the wrong pole, which I say, if you're negative in nature, then you will go to the ground when you die. When you're positive in nature, you will go to the sun when you die. Um, and this is what people kind of see as heaven and hell, because if you're not accumulating, if you're not treating your body right, I don't know how to put this. It's I'm back in old thoughts again, you know. I had these old thoughts like 2 years ago. It's so strange going back to thoughts I've already have, and I've had so many new thoughts, and I've been the only thing I can do now is like I don't know, go tell a doctor that I'm schizophrenic or something. I don't know. I have no idea what to do. Schizophrenia isn't even right because when you slow down, you will be able to see much more because everything else have slowed down their breathing and their metabolism. And when they have slowed that down, they for the outside world, the Snickers world, which is the sugar bomb world, it's like you're dead to them because you're moving so slow that well, if it's right, uh, right should be right to begin with. When you move slow enough, you will vanish from the eyes of others. I've already done that. Many people looked at me very strangely when I had my awakening. Could be because I kind of um, walked like in slow motion. So for others, I kind of I was strange, but for me, I was like, I'm taking it easy today. I'm just walking slow by myself, and I got eyes noticed on me, a lot of them. But I don't stress. Well, for me, an hour can feel like 10 hours if I just concentrate on lowering my metabolism, lowering my intake of food. And the scientific world are talking about, well, they're hallucinating. So yeah, if 5,000 people are hallucinating about the same thing, is it still a hallucination when 3 can't see it? Because it's working, the world is working like that right now. It's really working like that right now. So I was talking with this the girl at the job, and I told her that basically all the the sicknesses that we have are kind of side effects of time differentials, and when people don't understand the time differentials, they will they will have a lot of problems. And I don't know how to. People don't listen to me. When people don't listen to me, they can, I don't know. Should I tell them that they can go and fuck themselves and they can take it up in the next life? Because that's what's going to happen anyway. If people don't listen, they're screwing themselves up by not listening, by not taking stuff in. Anyway, the universe is kind of predetermined. It is. Because time travel. Everyone that understands this have made themselves something, and they help others. And yeah, I think I'm gonna quit there. There's no reason to. I don't even know if it's of any. It's not like I don't believe in myself. I believe in myself. I know that what I'm saying is true. And at the same time, it's we're here for a reason. And when we can't figure out the reason, we will time travel back. Or when we figure out the reason, we will time travel back and try to fix it. And we're not able to because we're not time traveling back far enough. And when people understands that, oh, we haven't traveled back far enough, then they will travel back further along the line. And guess what? They're gonna start with fucking the world up because there's still gonna be two factions coming. Because the the one faction is, well, I can do what the fuck ever I want, and I don't fucking care about you. And the other faction is, I love everyone and everyone is equal to me, and so should everyone else see it to be. Can you see the difference in those factions? Because everyone that I meet are like, I don't give a fuck. I wanna fuck everything that moves, and I wanna eat whatever I eat because I think it's good. And they listen to idiots that say, a high heart rate is good for you. And then you see people that are like 25 and they look like they're 35 because they've strained their hearts. Talking, it's so much easier to just talk to one-on-one. At the same time, when there is people that are capable. We can travel in our light bodies. When we emit enough light, then we can control the light body and leave our bodies. We will be bound to the bodies, and this is called astral travel. When we leave our bodies, we transcend time itself, and we will be able to communicate with anyone from any time era. And some will maybe look scary, some will try to deceive you, others will just show you as much love as they possibly can, and some will want to have well, adventurous relations with one another. So I don't know. Sometimes I really for me, I know that I have a really strong connection with the sun, but it's like this. People need to know how to take care of their bodies. Right now, we're like flowers, and flowers need attention. They need sunlight. They need a bit of the dry, and they need some water. If you give it too much water, it will die. If you give it too little, it will die. And the thing is, when you have the extreme thoughts that I have, because they are extreme, what I'm telling people is that they need to lower their metabolism. That's how we get out of the whole cycle that we eat too freaking much. We need to thing is if we kind of need to starve ourselves, but it's not like starving. If you just start with 3 days, uh, and you don't eat anything, and you kind of try not to drink anything, and at the same time well, you can't do this if you're eating meat and fat and stuff like that. You need to change your diet first, because you need a high energy diet, not a dead diet like I call meat uh, and canned food and frozen food. That's dead food. What I talk about is, well, I know that if it feels like the body has its reserves, so you eat salt so that the body can save water for like dry seasons, if you call it like that. At the same time, it kind of dries you out. Uh, I'm sorry, it's enough. I'm not really in the mood for talking today, really. There's so many people that there's so many people that don't understand how the world works and what it is. And right now we're not learning from history. We need to learn from history to be able to change the future. And to change the future, we need to change the past to a better one. And if we have greedy idiots, so the thing is not if there were to break out a war right now, it would be, I don't know. There was a new time traveler also that I saw. Time travel isn't like as prominent as it was there, but thing is, you travel within different timelines all the time. You're never in the same timeline your whole life. You're changing timelines all the time. All it all has to do with, so if you take a fractal, it's predetermined in its form. It's already done, and it's eternal. It goes back onto becoming its start. Ouroboros, start and beginning and stop. You live your life, and in different stages you go through, and you jump in all the time loops. You jump back and forth and in every one of them. Any opportunities to go through. So actually to get out of this fractal, why? Why would we? Why would we want to get out of the fractal? It's a universe where can we can either we can travel between fractals. In some of them, well, we can travel between timelines, dimensions if you want to, but timelines. So, or is it energy lines? I don't know anymore. Anyway, always question the truth. Even question me, because my truth isn't the whole truth. It's just it's just me making sense of the strange things that happens and have happened. So sorry, it was a bit. I don't like making videos there where I go down in energy. There's something about this. It's not like I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to like meet a time traveler and they haven't really figured out how to time travel in the sense that I figured out how to time travel. The ones from the future, they tend to send them back through consciousness. Um, when it came to me, I kind of, well, I traveled between my own body in consciousness. So I just did it once. It's not that usual. Anyway, thanks for me. Thanks for I really thank you for listening to what I had to say. I I'm really grateful that others exist. Really. It would be even greater if more had the same values, so I had any friends. Doesn't it has nothing to do with intelligence when it comes to, well, it's kind of an intelligence thing, but it's not. It all has to do with the values. You can't be with others if you don't have the same or kind of equal values. I tend to question everyone's values because they tend to don't question their own values at all. You need to question your own values to change your life. And when you see that everyone is equal to your existence, then you understand that there's nothing more here in the world that you need than like love. That, the Beatles put it up real nice. All you need is love. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum. So love yourselves, love everyone around you as equals. Anyway, goodbye. See you in the next video.